So that kind of fraud is coming from the corporation, from the business. There's also consumer fraud. The fraud comes from the consumer. Consumer is the one that makes the fraud. The examples that we talked about just now is the corporation, the company makes the fraud, but here is the consumers making the fraud. So it happens when consumers attempt to deceive businesses for their own gain. For example, price tag switching. Okay, taking off the price tag of one product and put it on another product and bringing that other product to the counter. Item switching, lying to obtain age related or other discounts, because some items are age has some age limitation. You must be over a certain age in order to buy certain things, like cigarettes. But then people come and show and claim that they are over that minimum age. So that is consumer fraud. Taking advantage of return policies. Okay, because a lot of organizations, they allow 7-day return of items, but then consumers, they bring home, they bought the item, they used it, they get the benefit out of the item, and then within 7 days they return to the organization, to the company, to the shop, and they say they want to return. Okay, so that is also consumer fraud. Collusion involves an employee who assists the consumer in fraud. Okay, so we've talked about collusion before. So when two parties, they help each other to do an ethical thing. In this case, the consumer um, colludes with the employee of the company in order to do the fraud, and probably involves some bribery as well, when the consumer pays the employee some bribes. Duplicity may involve a consumer staging an accident and then seeking damages. Okay, so this is also some a type of consumer fraud called duplicity. Okay, so like I said, purchasing and wearing and then returning an item of clothing. So they purchase an item, they purchase a clothing, they wore the clothing, but then they return for a refund. Okay, or asking for a refund by claiming a defect when there's no defect in actual fact. Okay, there's no actual defect. Okay, so that's duplicity. Guile is associated with a person who is crafty or understands right and wrong behavior but uses tricks to obtain an unfair advantage. Okay, so these are some common types of customer fraud. You can read them. And then other ethical issues currently commonly faced by organizations is financial misconduct. Um, The failure to understand and manage ethical risk played a significant role in the global financial markets, and global financial crises such as the Great Recession. And it is caused in part by a failure of the financial industry to take appropriate responsibility for use of risky and complex financial instruments. An example given here is the subprime lending. So subprime lending is when lending for usually for purchasing high value items like houses and so on. So there are people who under normal conditions are not eligible to be granted loans. However, the loan agents, the lending agents, they yeah, they change certain information, or they ask the customers to provide less than truthful information in order to ensure that the customer, the borrower succeeds in getting the loan. Okay, so or yeah, so this is a kind of subprime lending But the problem with this is that when there are more people who are not eligible to get the loan, then and when they are eventually given the loan, then there will be more defaulters, payment defaulters, and that creates a problem in the yeah, financial industry. Um, There are also liar loans were developed to create more sales and higher personal compensation for lenders. So when lending agents will try to uh, use wrong facts in processing loans in order to get more sales, because lending agents, they get a commission out of each loan granted to borrowers. So they will try to, as much as they can, to help or to help the borrowers to get the loan in order for them to get the commission. But they do this by unethical means, not giving the whole truth to the situation of the borrowers. And therefore, risk management in the financial industry continues to be a key concern. The final example of ethical issue is insider trading. Insider trading is the buying or selling of stocks by insiders who possess information that is not yet public. Okay, some people who become directors or managers of a company that they also have stocks in, they have insider information, and when they use that insider information before that information is being publicized, um, could be considered as illegal. Okay, an example here, it says insider trading is legal. uh, Insider trading is considered legal if the individual legally buys or sells stocks in an insider's own company, as long as the transactions are reported to the SEC within 2 business days. So there are circumstances when selling the stocks of one's own business before that, before the information regarding the company is put to the public, is considered legal if they fulfill certain conditions. So there are challenges on determining an ethical issue in business. Most ethical issues concerning a business will become visible through stakeholder concerns. So a lot of times when stakeholders are concerned about certain things that are going on in a company, then it brings up it highlights the current ethical issue that is being going on. Okay, so one indicator that an ethical issue is cropping up is when one or some of the stakeholders convey their concern about certain dealings. Problems can become ethical issues as a result of changing societal values. Sometimes it's an issue, a particular problem or opportunity is not considered as an ethical issue at one particular time, but as time progresses, then it is regarded as an ethical issue. So it follows what is changing in the society. Crisis management is the process of handling a high impact event characterized by ambiguity and the need for swift action to assess and respond to potential damage. Um, so there will be a specific lecture regarding crisis management.